So what made you to start social entrepreneurship? What exactly it is social entrepreneurship?
So, social entrepreneurship is mostly about impacting, having great visions, making change in the society.
So how do you balance your personal life while working in the business?
We usually think that it's very difficult to work with government, officials. We somewhere have this kind of a mindset.
We are like private guys and we have that Amazon AWS servers. For that, they taken 15 days to take approval. So let's try this AI hack.
There is no right and wrong in the world, so do not judge people for what they do.
This video is for educational purposes. Viewers should use AI tool responsibly and in compliance with relevant laws and platform rules. Misuse could lead to penalties. Note: Nipun Syal may receive affiliate commissions for some tools shown. Stay tuned. Happy learning. Welcome to new episodes of Growth Secret with Mastermind Implementation with AI Hacks with Nipun Syal, AI Automation Marketing Specialist and founder of 3 companies. Today we have with us Miss Shakti Kajla, co-founder of Anuprayas. What we gonna learn and implement today is what is social entrepreneurship. Second, how a mechanical engineering girls turn into be a coder and then turn into be a social entrepreneur. Third, journey behind first India blind friendly railway station in Mysore. And last but not the least, for one AI implementation hack at the end. It might be related to social entrepreneurship or some social cause. So stay tuned till the end. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and let's start. Welcome to new episodes of Growth Secrets with Mastermind Implementation with AI Hacks. My name is Nipun Syal, AI Automation Marketing Specialist and founder of 3 companies. So today we have with us Ms. Shakti Kajla, founder and CEO of Anuprayas. Welcome, Shakti, to our show.
Thank you, Nipun. I'm so happy to be here today.
So what made you to start social entrepreneurship? What exactly it is social entrepreneurship?
I'll answer the second part first. What is social entrepreneurship? In very simple terms, when you start any kind of a startup, and if the core of your business is solving a social issue, or that is a main agenda that or why you started a certain business, then it becomes a social business. So social entrepreneurship is mostly about impacting, having great visions, making change in the society, and solving a pressing issue that's there that you see in your society. And what made me start, I'm the co-founder of the organization, and my journey is mostly of a moonlight entrepreneur who happened to join the field over certain circumstances. So it wasn't my idea technically to start, but this was more of that I became the part of this journey.
Okay. So what made you to what you are doing before that, joining Anuprayas? Yeah.
I am a mechanical engineer by education. I started my career in IT with Infosys Limited. I worked there for 4 years. Working there, I somehow got into automation and coding, and then I had 8 years of career in software industry. My last was as a business analyst in HSBC. So I made my career majorly in automation, and during this journey, I met my co-founder, who also happens to be my life partner now. And we started this social organization called Anuprayas with a vision of, giving back to the society. And the whole idea was whatever we do in our careers, we will keep doing something for the society. And then one thing led to the other, and then it became a mainstream, and now I'm here as a co-founder for Anuprayas.
So what exactly is Anuprayas? What you are doing?
So Anuprayas is a social startup. We work to make public infrastructure accessible for people with disability. In very simple terms, if you have a building, you need a ramp, you need railings, you need signages, you need sign language videos. So there are various things that a person with disability needs in a public infrastructure to access it as any other individual in the society. So we work on those lines and making the infrastructure accessible for them. So that is the core of Anuprayas.
So how you make them feel like if you are doing something for inaccessible people to access that? So how you feel like why they need, like what are their core terms? So how do you regularly talk with them? How exactly things happen?
So I'll address this with a very short story, actually, and that leads to how we started. So this goes back. We're back in Mysore when we were, we started Anuprayas in Mysore. And what we used to do is we used to go to visually impaired students' schools regularly. We, like any other corporate employee, initially when we started, we used to go there, give them gifts, give them chocolates, distribute money and feel good about it. So now I call this more of a soul massaging for yourself and not really helping the society. Uh, Slowly we started understanding the real challenges that these guys have, because it happened over the year or 2 years that we were regularly visiting them. And one of the core challenge that we found out was missing infrastructure for people with disability. Like one of our students only, once he had to go from Mysore to Shimoga to his hometown in Karnataka itself. It's a very small place. So what happened is he went to the railway station. He asked somebody a platform number. My train is supposed to come on this platform. So somebody guided him to the platform, because there were no signages for visually impaired people at the railway station. So all he could do is ask somebody. And also, kids with visual disability are usually a little shy. They don't talk much, to outside people. So he ended up sitting on a wrong platform, missing his train. So when he came back, he addressed this issue to us, that this is what happened. So initially we thought, okay, we can't really do much about this, because if you ask me to make maybe a school accessible or a mall accessible, I can work on it. This also comes from the virtue of that we are mechanical engineers, and we were working in aerospace background at that time. So design was very core to us. So we thought maybe we can do something about it. But doing it at a railway station, obviously it's not my property. It's a government property. So it does not, I don't know how can I ask somebody to, make that change. But then we thought, okay, we can't do it ourselves. Let's go and address this at least to the authorities and tell them that, hey, you have this issue in your infrastructure and you should be doing something about it. And this was back in 2015. So we randomly went to the DRM office in Mysore. That time we were not even aware what is DRM designation. That is one of the highest designations in the district, and we had no clue. So we just went there. So the PA outside asked, so you have an appointment? So he said, so we told him no. So then he asked that, okay, has DRM sir called you? He said no. So he said, so in South, technically they give you a chota sa paper or a slip. Acha, theek hai. They were just being nice to us. They still said, okay, you write it on a chit of paper. Why are you here? I think they were really considerate. And if the DRM sir wants to meet you, then we'll call you. So on a chit of paper, we wrote to make this station accessible for people with visual disability, and we gave him. And suddenly, maybe in a minute or so, the person again came back that DRM sir is calling. So that was to our surprise also, and that was our first interaction with any kind of a government authority, in overall. And to our surprise, they not just loved the idea, they also told us, Acha, you come here with a problem. We also want you to help us solve it. Right? and they gave us a timeline of 3 months that we have an inauguration planning. Why don't you do a kind of a mini project that can help us understand what solutions can be? Later on, let's do a project together. And that's where our journey in accessibility started. So those were, I think, the most sleepless 3 months of our life. So we were not a team at that particular time. We were just two people. We got help from a lot of mechanical engineers, obviously, because they were the ones who were there in our circle. So we designed, we did a lot of R&D. We went to all the schools of visually impaired students that were there around in the area, and took feedbacks, worked day and night, and finally on in November 2015, Mysore was the first station where any kind of braille signages were actually installed in India, and that became huge. And from there till now, we worked on 120 stations, making them accessible in the Indian Railways. So that's my journey on how I started.
Amazing. So, matlab, you made the first blind accessible railway station in India, right?
Yes.
That's really wonderful.
First and till now, we are the only ones doing that. So yes. So,
It's very difficult. Like when we talk with the government officials, they want to do something. Like I did a project in Corona time. There was a project where we need to teach 1 lakh students online for the government exams in one of our like edtech edusphere. So what happened with us, like when we got the project and when we are doing with the government officials, there are lots of restrictions over there. Then they ask, okay, right now, like DC sir is not available right now. This is not available. And the website is not having a bandwidth to cater that. So because teaching 1 lakh people on a streaming platform that is really live where people can talk to each other, then we asked, then anyhow, same chat thing happened with us also. Like we want to meet the higher official. I told that we are doing that project. And then they exactly called me up. And then I tell them, okay, if we wait another 3 months, 4 months, so why to wait? Like if we want to do something online in Corona period, then Corona will fade away. Then they told us, okay, so what's your solution? You need to come out with a solution. Then I will told them, we have that bandwidth. We are like private guys and we have that Amazon AWS servers. We'll handle all that, right? What you need to do is, whosoever is coming out your website, you need to put up a redirect link. Just by, like in a technical terms, redirect means when somebody click on their website, it will direct it to our app or our website. For that, they taken 15 days to take approval. Yeah.
it's pretty short time. In a government office, we got enough.
Otherwise, they were telling that we will set up their IT, and then the topmost level understand, okay, these guys have potential. Let's take a risk and like okay, give it to them because already we are handling that. So that's how like it's very difficult to work with government officials anyhow.
Surprisingly, I have found it the other way around. I mean, we usually think that it's very difficult to work with government, officials. We somewhere have this kind of a mindset. But for me, it's been 7 years working with government officials, and yeah, we've always got support from them. I mean, they've gone out of their way to support us. They've gone, they've done everything because if they believe that the work is right and it is genuinely going to make an impact. So for me, it was a very change of perspective towards the government when I actually worked with the officials. So
Yeah. We can say that like even I was working as a government officer, I was the youngest one. So what happened with us, like our batch is having a 30 people of officers and all are quieting and I was the youngest one among them. So what happened is like I just get connected to the topmost level. And what happened over this decision making, why they get delayed the decision making, some are near to their retirement. So they are very afraid to do something new. They might affect that. But some are really doing that work. Okay, so they want to implement, they want to take up a change. So it's all about like, but I want to ask you one question. You worked like over Bengaluru, Mysore, these kind of. There is lots of startup culture going on over there, and now you migrated to Punjab because I have heard out, and even when I just went to Bengaluru and all, on the Starbucks they will keep on asking, like they are finding out the ideas how to build up anything. And over here in Punjab, we talk about new songs, we talk about Canada, US. So how you are feeling right now over here?
honestly, when we decided to move, it was a very calculated decision, but anybody and everybody that we used to, talk about or discuss this about, that we want to move from Bangalore to Mohali. Everybody said that this is a absolutely, you should not be doing this. This is the worst decision you can make. You're sitting in Bangalore. It's the hub of entrepreneurship. Moving to Mohali, there was no one who recommended us to move. But I think sometimes as an entrepreneur, you are the best judge of right and wrong for your business. And we had our own parameters. For us, Mohali was a very booming place. It is North India. We are North Indians. So, and we got into manufacturing technically. So everything that we were doing in accessibility, we were manufacturing it also. So moving back to hometown, it helped us cut costs. It helped us with the ease of language, because since we were working with blue collar staff as well, we had to be comfortable with their language. No matter how good I learned the Kannada, but I would still not be at par with the locals in those conversations. So that gave us a ease to in setting up a manufacturing facility. Second, we had an airport here, so we knew that any city in India is just 2.5 to 3 hours away. If I have to take a meeting in Bangalore, I can take a flight in the morning and be there. So since we have an airport, so connectivity was not an issue. Third, again, we were in kind of a field where any of our majority decision makers in the clients were not sitting out of Bangalore.
So that remind me of a quote, like, if you want to take a wrong decision, ask everyone. So that's upcoming is my favorite question. So are you using AI in your social entrepreneurship business?
I wouldn't say that we're heavily using AI, and honestly, we're not really sure about, but when we say AI, it's a very broad term. What do you mean by AI, right? We started using Canva. It automated a lot of things. We started using, video editing tools. It automated a lot of things. Then ChatGPT came in. So we have an idea of certain, things and we understand that there is a lot more outside that we know. So internally in the functions of the organization, yes, and the team tries to learn new tools and see how it can help their life easy, make their work easy technically. When it comes to being product centric of what we are developing, we have not been using AI or any kind of automation for the products because those the kind of infrastructure projects that we do, they're more on the we work in spaces where in India, every day there are 1 lakh people visiting probably a facility, or 2 lakh people visiting a facility. And so whenever you design anything, you have to make sure that it is robust, it is going to be there, it is not going to need maintenance. And with AI and automation, yet we are not there in creating products that can be of that level. So on the product centered part, no, we are not yet there, but we try to use whatever and learn at least of what's going around in the market.
So how did you cultivate leadership in your team? Because like right now you are as a social entrepreneur, you have social responsibilities also. But the team who are joining your company might think that, okay, I am a salaried person, I need to do that, because there might be not a feeling of social responsibility over there. So what things you did, how you cultivate that? Like, that's my responsibility to do something back to the community. So how you handle?
There are two things in this. One is your passion and my passion is always going to be different. I may be passionate about helping people with disability. You may be passionate about, maybe educating, or maybe helping on some, maybe environment or anything. So it's very difficult to, put your passion out onto someone that, they should be equally passionate about what you are. So what we do majorly is, one, we sensitize them on what we are doing, why we are doing, and how is it making a difference to the society. One thing is your team has to be on the same page that the work that they're doing is genuinely making an impact for someone out there. So when they start understanding it, and then somewhere down the line they start relating to the field as well. Then comes the second part of how do we, inculcate maybe a leadership mindset or in them, or so for that, as a business owner, sometimes you have to take a step back and allow your team to make mistakes and be comfortable with them making mistakes, and telling them that, hey, if you mess up, don't lie to us, come back, tell us honestly, right? So we are there, we'll sort it out. So we at Enterprise, we have a very strong work ethic, and I think that's what has taken us very far as an organization, that don't lie, complete your commitments, what you commit. And whenever you mess up, whether it is within the team or with the clients, be honest about it. Tell them straightforward, clearly, that, hey, this is the situation. Be okay with the repercussions. But I think over the years, I've learned that people appreciate honesty and genuinity more than anything else. So if you're honest, then they give you another chance to, rectify things as well. So that's where giving them a little leeway of experimenting, making mistakes, and knowing that they're not going to be, major repercussion until and unless they do a very, major something which is not ethical. So that's a different topic altogether. Otherwise, we give them a leeway to make mistakes.
So, who was your first business mentor and what advice you have learned from them?
My first business mentor was part of one of the, again, a networking group that I was part of. His name was Laikali. He's from Bangalore. He's founder of the Intermedia and a lot of other startups out there. So the first advice that I got from them was to be, to look within. Every time we say we are trying to find a passion, we are trying to do so his approach of answering the questions was to ask questions. So he made me look within and find out my answers on my own, rather than relying on somebody else to give me advice. So I think that was one of the best activities that anybody has done with us, that whenever you are in dilemma and you are searching for maybe somebody else to give you answers, how do you find that on your own? So that was one of the best advices. And then I've had luckily a lot of coaches and mentors in my life, both paid and unpaid. So that who have helped me over the journey.
Yeah, it doesn't matter like if you have paid or unpaid, it's all about the advice in right direction. Sometimes we don't get the right direction. So I want to ask this, like Shakti means powerful. So Shakti was powerful since the childhood, or Shakti became powerful after joining mechanical engineering? Because as a female and you are into mechanical, because I am into civil engineering, we have only 5 to 6 girls in our class out of 90. Same with the mechanical. So how Shakti become powerful? I want to know.
I think I was a very stubborn child from my childhood. I think I was a difficult one to handle. So if I want something and then I want something, I was that kind of a child, that I had a very clear mindset, and this is what I want to do. This is how I want to do. I've been blessed with very open-minded parents who never pampered us like girls. Even being a girl, I was not. I was given a full freedom to make my decisions, whether it is going to be my college, whether it is going to be my job, anything and everything. So whenever I had to take a decision, so my parents actually asked me that, what do you want? And from a very young age, and they did make sure that we are going out and doing our work on our own, anything and everything. So that did shape me up uh, from a very early childhood. Mechanical engineering, yes, is another ball game, but from a girl's perspective, you get pampered in me, girl in the mechanical engineering, where you're 12 girl and 120 boys. So, there's always somebody out there to take care of you. Nobody's going to say anything to you in the college. So that's another for from a female perspective, you're really pampered as a as a mechanical engineer. So yeah, so it's been. I think I've answered your question on that.
So how do you balance your personal life while working in the business?
So me and my co-founder, now we are also life partners. His name is Pancham. We started the organization together. Initially, it is like work takes over your personal life, and your personal life sometimes crosses boundaries with your work, and it happens on a regular basis. Over the time, we realized that we have to draw boundaries between professional and personal. So in work also we divided our work areas in a way, and this is his particular core strength, so that is what he's going to handle. This is my particular core strength, and this is where my decision making will be taken as a primary decision making, though we obviously give suggestions to each other, but the key decision maker in a certain area is a particular person, and that is not overruled. So that helps to have a healthy working relationship in office. And we try not now, at least we try not to take our work to home, because now I have a kid. And we stay in a setup of an Indian family. We have our parents along with us who equally demand attention, and other areas of your life, including your health and your activities and all of that. So we try that when we are off work, we don't really discuss work.
Okay. That's majorly happened with the couples, like even with me, like we lots of time, like me and my wife keep on discussing because we are doing this stuff. And then at home also, when we are working again, office come into the picture. And sometimes there will be a fight also. So how you manage that?
And we call it difficult conversations. I think whether it is office or it is home with your spouse or even with your family, it is very, very important to have difficult conversations and be okay with it. So sometimes you're two different human beings, you're not going to agree on, all the things. It is very natural. But how do you do a conflict management? Uh, there are times when one person is angry and the other person uh, has to take a step back and then make each other realize that where is this coming from. So most of the time it is like it is coming from a very different place, right?
Okay, so now you're blessed with the baby boy Viraj, right? So he's coming like 1 year now. So how you see the perspective? Because right now, like when you became mother, you are more affectionate towards your kid, right? And again, you have some social responsibilities and other stuff also. So how you are seeing things right now?
uh, in general in life, or you're talking on the work front?
Anything like you want to share?
So I think for having a child, it is the most positive thing that has happened to us. It has got child comes with a lot of innocence, and everything or anything he does, so he keeps the entire family occupied. So yeah, be it parents, be it us, are always, when you're at home, he's the focal point of, he's doing this, he's doing that, but he's too young. So that is a very positive thing that has happened, where it also helps you shed off all the work stress that you have. So once you're home, you know that you're just going to play around with your baby and be happy and have good time, like that. So it has made me more patient. It has given me, I never estimated this, that I could handle so much. I mean, you have no idea what a mother goes through. Maybe obviously you have a child, you know about it, but there's a lot that you discover about yourself as an individual in the journey, and it makes you more patient and calmer and responsible as well, because everything you do, that there is somebody who's going to pick up things from you. So it makes you more wiser on how you're behaving and what you are doing. So it brings you back to your moral compass every time. So I think it's a most positive thing that has happened to to me as an individual.
So by listening that you are doing something as a NGO also, so two things come into the mind as per the people perspective, even my perspective. Like, so one is like you are doing something for a community. But the second perspective, the negative side is like what we heard about lots of NGOs are they are doing the black one into white, they are converting people like this. So I'm pretty sure that you will also face these situations. Some like business entrepreneurs come to you and so lots of other stuff going on in the market these days. So how you handle that situations?
Very simply say no.
Mm.
It is the simplest situation answer to this. We are very strong on our ethics. We don't do anything that is not permitted, or you can say what all these activities are shady activities. Yes, the sector is a little unorganized, and you hear a lot about certain organizations, but of late it has become very much regularized, and government is taking too much care of tracking all the organizations. And on I can speak only on my behalf and in my organization. So on that perspective, we have very strong ethical background, and it's very clear to everybody in the organization, all the employees, everybody. So if we don't do any illegal activity, and if somebody approaches you for any such kind of a thing, the answer is no. So
No is a very powerful word. So like no help me creating $1 million. I will give you an example also. What happened is like earlier what we used to do is people come to it, like my friend comes to it, I want to do digital marketing and you are doing lots of stuff. I keep on taking up the project. And like lots of big entrepreneurs come to us and okay, I want to scale, like we want to scale their company and design stuff. And I usually say yes, I never say no. We keep on taking up the project. Sometimes the biggest paying projects are the very toxic one because they just take up your piece and they keep on asking the stuff because they don't know like things happen. Like is there nothing like we have some magic stick and we make a unicorn everyone, right? So it takes time to build something. It's take time to build funnels. Sometimes it's like pretty necessary for them. So then we realize that okay, first we need to see how their vision is. Sometimes people wants that they will spend 2,000 and they want a profit of 20,000 bucks and $2,000, $20,000. And if we have that, then we keep on generating that. So first we need to realize how good is your product, and then that things come to our mind. Why not automate everything? Earlier we used to give leads to the people and the business, and then we started something differently. We did that like after funnel, like when we give them a leads, then there will be entire journey automated so that even their sales team is not working, we will not get blamed and we'll try to give them conversions. So no, and then we are very choosy right now these days. So we always analyze, okay, if people keep on asking question, okay, if I'm giving you a project, this and that, then we realize that, okay, this will be a toxic client or not. So that's how like we'll keep on choosing that. And right now we are growing very well in this. Yeah. Yeah. So our last round is rapid fire round where we ask you some questions and you need to answer in 5 seconds. If you take more than 5 seconds, you might manipulate. That's what we ask all our guests. So are you ready for it?
yeah, okay.
Favorite book?
Almanac of Naval Ravikant. The Almanac by Naval Ravikant, technically.
One word that describe your business.
Passion.
Favorite city?
Bengaluru.
So you do not like Punjab, Chandigarh?
No, I do like, but I've lived there for very long. So for the weather and for all the conversations, yes.
Morning or evening person?
I am technically a evening work person. I work at night, but since my life partner is a morning person, so I become both morning and evening person.
Yeah, because I knew Pancham from since my childhood days. So like she used to wake up very early and then we used to play cricket and all. So that's like a mixed match. You are okay. That's nice. Introvert or extrovert?
Selective extrovert, I would say. I'm majorly an introvert, but I do, socialize and talk to people and network wherever it is required. So I'm a selective extrovert, you can say.
Okay, so keep on listening. The most dangerous person in the room is who keep on listening entire stuff. And me very well. Yeah, because he's the one who is analyzing that. Yeah. And even like when we are doing some sales call, we always try that client will speak, because then we know their burning problems and all. If we keep on telling our product, it's more like a sales pitch.
That's true. I won't say the most dangerous person. I think the best salesman is the person who's listening. So
Okay. Best way to relax after a long day?
right now it's more majorly playing with my bacha, but usually taking a book, reading something, journaling, writing your day, learning something. It can be a course. So I know for us it still becomes like a chabi. You still want to continue learning or something. But yes, it's relaxing.
But learning is like a never-ending process. But you give me like 4 or 5 answer. It's again like a task. It's not like relax. It's again looks like a task. Okay. Favorite social media platform?
I got hooked to Instagram for a very long time. Right now, I am on a detox, so I limited my time. But I think they've done a very good job in hooking people to the platform. So for me, yes.
So it's like an exercise for us these days. Yeah. Okay. Best piece of advice you ever received?
Best piece of advice that I've ever received is there is no right and wrong in the world. So do not judge people for what they do. Everything that is right to me may be wrong for somebody else because they might come from a different culture or a different country or a different background or anything. So we define right and wrong as per our convenience. So there's no nothing. So you shouldn't judge people for what they are doing and why they are doing it if you don't, until and unless it is morally wrong. So we say that fundamentals stay same. But otherwise opinions keep wavering. So that's the best.
Exactly. So it's like when some people you are giving some advice or they are not asking for it, and even after giving that lots of things for their improvement, they are already intended that they want to do that stuff. So it's no use. So there is nothing wrong. Exactly, rightly said. So what everything they like it's right for until and it is ethically wrong. Otherwise everything is good. So if you are not in your current profession, what were you, Shakti, will be doing?
I would still be coding. I might have become a freelance coder, or I had a great passion for I learned coding, and I went into automation in my corporate career. So I would have been somewhere in the corporate ladder right now doing something like that. And definitely, I was not the person who would have, I don't see myself as a person who would have started on my own. I came into this journey, but I am a good employee. I am the best employee you can hire.
Okay, so Pancham did the right decision. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining our show. And if people wants to connect with you, what is the best platform that they can connect? We'll put that link in the description.
You can put a LinkedIn profile link in that. That's the best platform to get connected with me.
Okay, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me here. I had a great time, and all the best.
Thank you. So today episode is quite inspiring that from a tech mechanical background, these guys made a first India blind friendly railway station. So that is a very good cause they are doing that work. And in this episode we'll talk about some cons of AI. So I am an AI marketing enthusiast. You always seen like lots of my podcast, but there is lots of cons of podcast in which we are not telling about, but there is lots of drawbacks of AI also. When I started that podcast, I told you that I will be sharing learning, failures, everything with you guys. And right now you have seen in the recent news, deep fakes are quite common. So people are morphing the photographs and making it viral. And the shocking part is I was giving training to Punjab Police cybersecurity professionals, cybersecurity especially guys, on the recent trends in AI and how they can protect the stuff. And even like those people are keep on learning the new stuff, but that are not that much aware. Because right now technology is, you can see advancement in AI technology is quite fast. So we can give a try. Like sometimes happen with us or with some of our friends or any known people, like there's lots of deepfake. We can't guess that okay, that is the real photograph or that is the morph one. So if we find any inappropriate photograph of someone, so what we can do in that stuff? So we need to go to the website stopncci.org. If somebody created a deep fake, and this website is, it doesn't reveal your identity. So sometimes in these situations people are very afraid and feared of like whom to tell, whom not to tell. So what you need to go do is you just watch out for fake stopncci.org. Just create your case over here, and here you need to upload 18 or 18 over. Who is the image? Myself. No, you can do it for anyone. So here the person who is known to you can only upload, someone else will not be there. So myself am. So here these are lots of stuff like, so exactly you can use that. So based on the interest they can check like okay, are you eligible for it or not. So then you can put the stuff like this, and here you need to put your original photographs and the morph photographs. And after that I'm not creating a case because these guys are already doing the good stuff, and then they take a quick action and they will remove that photograph on every website of the world. So because if you talk about the meta support is pathetic. You know that like when we do that stuff with meta, that my Facebook is banned, sometimes they just block the WhatsApp. So lots of stuff are there, but this website are really helpful, and I tried with some Punjab police professionals also. So they have some real cases when I was giving training, and after that they tried that and it was very effective. So for today's topic we are talking about this cost, and let's try, like there is always a benefit and disadvantage of advancement in technology. So what to do, we need to prepare in every case. And if you are really liking my podcast, please drop me in the comments how exactly, and this website you can also share it with someone of your friends also, so that they should be aware of that. So awareness is better than when something gets done and then we'll taking care of that. So everybody know that. So in that case, that is the first thing, because when I was talking to their journey, and then in that case Shakti told me that what we can do, and they just put up their first step. So that might be like not looking like this. What we can do, we have this website. If we know this website, then we can always recommend someone. And I'm not getting any affiliate or anything from this website, but I tried it in some of the cases. It really works very well. And thank you for checking out my podcast. Thank you. So how's your school is different from other?
What really happens, school is the most important thing in a human's life.
And the second thing is, there might be a person who is again a principal or CEO, like a chain smoker. How you screen that stuff?
We really stand out from the other schools because we feel that we are not in competition with any school. We are in competition with our own selves.
So my next question is like, did you apply AI in the management, or what are the challenges you faced while training teachers for AI? So let's try this AI hack.